Good morning, students. Welcome to the session of virtual classes of Oscar Public School. We were revising textbook Honeysuckle. I told you the story summary of chapter 1 and 2. Today I will explain you chapter 3 and 4 as well as we will discuss question answers. Children, start learning question answers as well as read the chapter thoroughly, because this time MCQ paper will come and you all have to attempt it. So go through the chapter thoroughly, read it 2 or 3 times. So let's begin with chapter number 3, Taru's Reward. There was a young woodcutter named Taru. He lived with his old parents on a lonely hillside. He earned only a small amount of money from his work. This made him sad because he wanted to make life better for his parents. One day it was very cold. Taru's friend said, "I wish I had a cup of sake." His father asked that he wanted a cup of sake. Children, sake is a hot drink, a hot Japanese drink which make the body warm. Children, this made Taru sadder than ever, for the sake was very expensive. However, next morning he got up earlier than usual and made for the forest. He kept on chopping the wood for a long time. His mouth was dry and he felt thirsty, but he went on chopping the wood. Suddenly, a sound of water falling somewhere nearly made Taro stop his work. He listened the sound of water. So he stopped for his work as he was so thirsty. He had never seen or heard of rushing water nearby. He was very thirsty. He ran in the direction of water. He ran in the direction of sound of the water. Taru saw a small but beautiful waterfall. He drank the liquid, but to his surprise, it was not water but sake. Taru had a pitcher. Children, pitcher is a bottle. Taru had a pitcher with him. He filled it with the delicious liquid and hurried home. Children, why he hurried home? He hurried home as his father was asking for a cup of sake, and that tasty drink was not water, it was sake. The old man was delighted. His father was so happy with that liquid. He took just he had just, and this stopped him shivering and he began to dance. This was his way to show his happiness. That day they had a visitor for a village who was offered snake. Children, what happened? Now a visitor came towards his village, and she came into his house, and he offered sake to him. Now Taru told her the story of magic waterfall, so the story spread all over the village. The story spread. Other villagers came to Taru's house, and within half an hour the pitcher was empty. Next morning, much before Taru, all the villagers had reached the magic waterfall. However, they became angry when they tasted the liquid. Before Taru only, all villagers were there to the magic waterfall to collect sap. But what happened? The villagers were greedy, so the magic waterfall, when they tasted, it was simply the cold water. They were very angry and wanted to drown Taru, who they thought they had cheated them. Taru hid himself in the forest to escape the tree. He wanted to escape himself from all the villagers. When they had gone, he tasted the liquid himself. Children, it was the same fine sake. It was now clear that the magic waterfall gave sake only to Taru, and for the villagers it was simply a liquid, that is simply a cold water. To all others it gave only water. God was kind to Taru because he was a thoughtful son, as he wanted to provide sake to his father. Children, what is the moral of the story? The story of Taru and his magic waterfall reached the emperor. He sent for Taru and rewarded him with 20 pieces of gold. Then he named the most beautiful fountain of the city after Taru. Moral, that we have to obey our parents. Children, emperor rewarded him with 20 pieces of gold. He even named the most beautiful fountain of the city after Taru. This was to encourage all the children to honor and obey their parents. Clear, children, the story? Summary. Now we will discuss question answers, children. Open all of you page number 34. Working with the text, children. First question. Why did Taru run in the direction of the stream? Taru ran in the direction of the stream because he was thirsty. He had never before heard the sound of falling water in that area. Question number second. How did Taru's father show his happiness after drinking sap? Children, what is sap? Sap gave warmth as well as energy to the old man, that is Taru's father. So when he drank it, he stopped shivering and started dancing. In this way, he showed his happiness. Question number third. Why did the waterfall give Taru sake and other water? Children, waterfall gave Taru sake and other water because Taru was very thoughtful and dutiful son to his parents. He used to serve his parents with dedication and sincerity. The sake was the reward for his goodness. The people of his village got plain water because they were greedy. For the villagers, it was just a cold water. Question number 4. Why did the villagers want to drown Taru? When the villagers went to the waterfall with pitchers to collect sake, they got cold water, plain water from the waterfall. They thought that Taru had cheated them, tricked him. Hence, they decided to punish him by drowning him in the waterfall. Last question. Why did the emperor reward Taru? Children, the Taru was a dutiful son to his parents as they served him with devotion. The emperor rewarded him with 20 pieces of gold for having been so good and kind to his parents. He also named the fountain after Taro. The emperor declared Taro as a role model for all children and wanted to encourage all of them to love, honor, and obey their parents. Clear everyone this chapter? Now I will explain you chapter number 4. Chapter number 4, An Indian American Woman in Space, Kalpana Chawla. Summary, children. Children, this lesson throws light upon a tragic incident that had never happened before. It was when an Indian American Kalpana Chawla, the magic woman, was part of international crew abroad in US space shuttle Columbia, became the first woman born in India to go into space. Children, an Indian American woman in space. As a child, Kalpana never dreamt of space travel. It was not sufficient for her to graduate from an engineering college. After graduating as an aeronautical engineer from Punjab Engineering College, she went for the master degree to the United States in spite of his father's opposition. Children, here her education qualification is mentioned. As Kalpana Chawla has never dreamt that as a child in Karnal she will cross in the frontiers of space. After a Bachelor of Science degree in Aeronautical Engineering, she opposed from his father and went for the master's degree to the United States of America. She earned PhD in Aerospace Engineering. Children, she was the first Indian American woman astronaut to blast off from Florida to and to the part of successful space mission. Kalpana was born in Karnal, Haryana, but was a naturalized US citizen. How she was a naturalized US citizen? She married a flight instructor named Jean Pierre Harrison. Apart from being an astronaut, she was also trained to fly single and multi-engineering land air planes, single seaplane and gliders. She was certified flight instructor. After qualifying as pilot, she decided to apply to NASA Space Shuttle program and was selected for training as an astronaut. Children, she was an extraordinary woman who thought differently with enthusiastic and optimistic. Her first space mission was of 16 days long. During this time, she traveled 10.45 million kilometers in 252 orbits. The crew had 7 members and they conducted 80 experiments. They also checked if food could be grown in space. These experiments were made. How stronger metals and faster computer chip could be created. The news of Columbia disaster, when everyone made grief stricken. A shock wave was spread everywhere. A journalist called her a heroine. She had enormous potential and wide information. Encyclopedic knowledge of each subject she attained. Her achievements were actually marvelous. She created history and became an inspiration for everyone. Her life is a testimony that dreams can be success. The only thing we need to make them a reality is courage and vision. Children, what is the moral of the story? That is, moral of this lesson, Kalpana Chawla, an American astronaut, that the only thing we need to make our dreams successful, to make them in reality, is our courage and vision. Hope you all have understood the story summary, children. Now we will discuss question answers. All of you open page number 50. First, working with others. Where was Kalpana Chawla born? Why is she called an Indian American? Children, Kalpana Chawla was born at Karnal in Haryana. She was born in India but married to an American and became a naturalized citizen. That's why she is called an Indian American. Question number 2. When and why did she go to US? Who did she marry? After completing her bachelor's degree in aeronautical engineering, she went to US for master's degree in aeronautical engineering. She earned her PhD in aerospace engineering. She married to an American, Jean Pierre Harrison, who was a flight instructor. Clear, everyone? Now, question number 3. How did she become an astronaut? What gave her the idea that she could be an astronaut? Kalpana Chawla had got a bachelor's degree in aeronautical engineering. Before she went to US, she earned her PhD degree in aerospace engineering. In 1994, she was selected by NASA for training as an astronaut. She was encouraged by the people around her. Question number 4. What abilities must an astronaut have according to journalists? What are the abilities astronaut have? Children, an astronaut needs to know a lot about biology and aeronautical engineering. Children, an astronaut must have a wide knowledge of science subject. Question number 5 now. Describe Kalpana Chawla's first mission in space. Children, Kalpana Chawla's first mission in space shuttle Columbia was nearly of 16 days. She went around the earth 252 times. Among her colleagues were a Japanese and European astronaut. They performed so many experiments. 80 experiments were done in their first mission. Now, the last one. What does Kalpana Chawla say about pursuing a dream? Do you agree with her that success is possible? Yes, children, Kalpana Chawla, a girl from a small town, touched the skies. In her message to college students of Chandigarh from space, she said that it was always possible to realize one dream. One could certainly get success provided one had the vision and the courage. Kalpana Chawla, a girl from a small town, touched the skies. Children, in her message to the college girls, that is college students of Chandigarh from space, she said that it was always possible to realize one dreams. We can fulfill our dreams. One could certainly get success. We can get success provided that the vision and the courage. Now, do you agree with her that success is possible? Yes, I do agree with her that success is possible through the vision as well as the courage which the person had to fulfill her goals. Clear, everyone? Yes. Very important. These are the newspaper report to find the following facts about Columbia's ill fatal voyage. Date and place to lift off. What was the date? 16 January 2003. Number of astronauts on board. 7 members were there. 7 astronauts were there. Number of days it stayed in space. 15 days, 16 hours, 34 minutes. Number of experiments done by scientists. 80 experiments were done. Date of return journey. 1st Feb 2003. Height at which it lost contact. 2 lakh feet height was there when they lost the contact. I hope you all have understood this chapter, children. Yes. Now your homework is to go through the chapter, both chapter number 3 as well as chapter number 4. Learn word meanings and question answers. Children, test will be posted in the group during the query time. So everybody must read the chapter thoroughly. Okay? Thank you, children. Have a nice day.